The two pilots were just looking for some excitement at 30,000 feet, so they switched on autopilot. But the female captain got a little too passionate and accidentally knocked the control stick. In the next second, the plane began shaking violently, and a massive storm lay dead ahead. As disaster loomed, the female captain hurriedly called the control tower, begging her ace pilot husband to give instructions and save the situation. But the man deliberately took off his headset, quietly waiting for his wife's demise. He wasn't simply leaving her to die. It was because, in his previous life, his wife and his best friend had recklessly violated flight procedures mid-air, nearly causing a catastrophic crash. As an ace captain, he had sacrificed his own career to protect his wife, giving up flying to become an air traffic controller, and forcefully taking over command to save the hundreds of passengers on board. He had thought that once the plane landed safely, his wife would be grateful, but instead, she greeted him with a stinging slap across the face, blaming him for giving the wrong orders, and almost getting the entire crew and passengers killed. Meanwhile, his best friend, the co-pilot, seized the moment to fan the flames, inciting the passengers' fury. They beat him to a bloody pulp, and he was ultimately sentenced to life in prison for violating regulations. The next second, his wife and his so-called best friend shamelessly flaunted their love right in front of his hospital bed. He was nothing more than a scapegoat. The man never imagined that the people he trusted most could be so heartless. Consumed by rage and despair, he died from a heart attack. But maybe the heavens had heard his sorrow, because the next moment, he miraculously woke up, reborn at the exact moment his wife took off. Since fate had given him another chance, he was determined to make his killers pay. Calmly, he sat at his workstation. Meanwhile, up in the sky, the two cheaters activated autopilot, indulging in their reckless thrill-seeking, recording their so-called romantic moment at 30,000 feet. But the next second, their passion got out of control. They accidentally hit the control stick, forcing the autopilot to disengage. Alarms blared. The plane went into a nosedive. The man locked his eyes on the aircraft's trajectory, remaining perfectly still. His female colleague at the control tower thought he was worried about his wife's safety. Little did she know, he was simply waiting to personally witness his treacherous wife crash and burn. Up in the cockpit, the two were in complete panic, frantically calling for the ace pilot to save them. But the man ignored their desperate pleas. Just when the woman thought she was about to die, a powerful leader suddenly intervened, sending his men to contact her immediately. Upon hearing about her crisis, he wasted no time dispatching a rescue plane. But the man had no intention of letting her off so easily, so he began weaving an intricate web of lies to prevent anyone from saving her.